So just to start off, Jonathan, we want to kind of get to know you a little bit, kind of know your background, where you got your education from, your family, what you like about Northwest Arkansas, or anything like
Yeah, I'd be glad to. I'm Jonathan Newton, obviously. I did my undergraduate in electrical engineering at JVU, and then I also did the master's cybersecurity program at JVU. I grew up in Northwest Arkansas and grew up with a family always involved with JVU. So both my parents worked at JVU for just about as long as I can remember. Now my sister works there. Now I work there on a
that?
part-time basis. My whole family has gone as alumni, so grew up in a JVU family, more or less.
So fun. Okay, so you do teach in our cybersecurity program. What do you teach in our program?
Right, so what I'm going to be teaching out here in Fall B is a course we call Secure Software Design.
Okay.
And that is going to be focusing on how design affects the security of software and how we can make good decisions about this design early on, sort of drive the security of the code. And
Okay.
we can use we can solve a lot of problems before they happen just with our design. Another one I'm going to be teaching is called Blockchain Fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
And in that class, we're going to explore the creation of blockchain, or otherwise known as distributed ledger, and sort of the applications it has for cybersecurity.
Okay. Incredible. That's exciting.
And then I almost forgot, there's one last one that I'm going to be teaching, and that's malware analysis. And we'll go through the reasons for and techniques for sort of dissecting malicious code and learning from it.
Cool. That's so exciting. I love it. Okay, so a lot of our students are really interested, who are really interested in our cybersecurity, like they know it's a great program. So what would you say, like, why would a student choose cybersecurity? Why cyber?
Right. So I think one of the sort of the biggest reasons that somebody who is at least even a little bit interested in cybersecurity would pick it over something else is the absolute breadth of it. It is huge. I was just reading an article on, what was it, magazine, Cybercrime magazine.
Okay.
I was just reading that, and there's a pretty solid estimate out there that by 2021, there's going to be 3.5 million open cybersecurity jobs.
Wow.
It's huge, and it just grows, and it grows. The need for cybersecurity professionals grows faster than we seem to be able to produce them in the States. So everybody's looking at it, and you can think every time we turn on the news, somebody's gotten hacked, somebody high profile, multiple times a day. It's insane. So there are plenty of jobs. But besides there being plenty of jobs, if you're in cybersecurity and you want to do something specific, there's room for you. Like if you want to work with hardware and never talk to anybody, there's that option. If you want to work in management and interact with people constantly, there's that option. And then there's everything in the middle. So we all focus on the same thing. We're all focused on making our software and our systems secure, and you can do anything within that. You can work for the government and do crime analysis or prevention or something like that. Yeah.
That's so cool. So there's a little bit for everyone, which is amazing.
Absolutely.
I love that. Let's talk about specific skills that our students are learning in the cybersecurity program. What are some skills that you would highlight to prospective students?
Yeah, so you're going to learn sort of the obvious things. You're going to get some technical skills around software and how do we make software secure, how do we make hardware secure, networking, and then you're going to learn more management skills. So there's hard skills, but I think the most important thing you're going to learn is just how to think critically about vulnerabilities. And one thing that I began to notice as I started studying this, and I think other people will too, is this applies to more than just cybersecurity when you start thinking in this way. And that's the whole idea of college, is we go to learn to think critically about some topic or the other, but that expands. So you'll begin to think critically about how things are vulnerable and then how to shore them up. And I think that's the most important skill.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. you know, my brain goes like a million miles a minute. So like
Yeah.
being able to like focus it on like the, you know, the weak spots in a system, or just
Right.
having that skill to think critically about it, like I think that is a huge skill that most of our companies need nowadays. So it's incredible
Absolutely.
that that is
Yep.
something that you guys really highlight. I think that is amazing. Okay, so how can a master's degree in cybersecurity help someone advance in their career? I've had a couple of students who I've talked with who are like, I've been at this job for a while, and I know that they're looking for cybersecurities, which is funny that you talked about how so many more jobs in cybersecurity are going to be opening up. And they're always asking, you know, how can this advance my career? So what would you say on that question?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I cannot think of any IT related jobs that can't benefit from a strong understanding of cybersecurity. So there's that sort of that first level thing is whether you're a programmer, whether you're a manager, whether you're a scrum master, whatever you do, even if it's completely managerial and not technical in any way, understanding some part of cybersecurity is huge. It's huge. And it's going to be the ultimate key to solving our huge security problems. It's not going to be necessarily hiring more security experts as much as the people doing the work right now become those security experts. And then those holes start plugging and we stop seeing exploits happening every single day. Um, well, for me, I was already working a little bit in cybersecurity. And I began to see that it was going to be something I needed to do. It wasn't an optional thing. If I was going to continue doing what I needed to do and I wanted to get better at it, I needed to bring in cybersecurity very strongly.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. And of course, obviously, if you already work in cybersecurity, getting the master's degree is a big step up. It'll possibly get you a promotion, but for the most part, it really gives you a firm, solid understanding of the basics of cybersecurity. And again, the curriculum here, it covers management. And I don't do a whole lot of management, but it's good to know that because now I know how the manager needs to think, so on and so forth. I can move into that role when I need to, and I do step into that once in a while when I have to. It's not my preferred, but we do it. We do what needs to be done. And then the same with the technical. Maybe I don't do software every single day, but now I understand or have a basic understanding of what needs to be done in security and software. I can eyeball something and say, this doesn't look quite right,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Yeah, so kind of like bringing it back to what you said before, like there's a spot for everybody in this program. It's very well rounded, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we've been talking about the benefits of cybersecurity. So why is the cybersecurity program at JDU? Why would you say to go to JDU for our cybersecurity program?
Well, I can tell you why I chose JBU, and I grew up in a JBU family, and because of that, I knew the JBU mission, and I believe in it. So this is the Christ-centered education, and then the mission of a balance between head, heart, and hand.
Yeah.
That I firmly believe in. And in cybersecurity, that's what we're targeting anyway. We've got the ethical questions that we have to answer. We've got the technical questions that we have to answer. And then, the mission statement goes on from there, right?
Right.
But the other reason why I really like JBU, especially for a master's degree, is the smaller size gives a sort of intimacy to the classes. When you're not trying to be in a class with 1,000 other students, or even not that, every single professor I've interacted with was genuinely excited and interested in seeing the students grow, not only in their technical skills, but especially in their technical skills, but also in their Christ-centeredness. And so that's what I love about it. That's why I chose JDU.
Okay, so last question. You've been through the program, you know inside and out. You were a JDU alum. what advice do you have for prospective students who are entering into the program, and as well as students who are, going through the program consistently? So who are
Right.
already in the program?
The best advice I think I can give you is jump in, do it for the Lord and not for man or even for yourself. Do it for the Lord. Give it your best, and it's going to return dividends.
I love that. That's awesome. So, Jonathan, do you have anything else you want to highlight on the cybersecurity program, or just anything that you want to tell prospective students at all?
Yeah, one thing that I really like about cybersecurity is the sort of redemptive aspect of it, where it really gives you a way to serve people rather than the company you're working for, even. Because even if you're working for your atypical retail company, as a cybersecurity professional, you're still protecting people's data. You've got the people in HR, you've got all this personal information, and your goal is to protect that. And I love that no matter where you are and what you're working on, even if it is something like retail, you're still protecting people's data. Now you can go work for NSA, CSI, crazy fun stuff and do that really hard. I used to know somebody who worked for the International Justice Mission doing cybersecurity. Yeah. And so there's just tons of redemptive ways that we can apply a cybersecurity aspect. And then no matter where you go and what you're doing, you're protecting somebody's data from a fallen world. And I love that redemptive aspect of it.
I love that. That was incredible. Well, thank you so much, Jonathan, for taking the time to talk with us about our cybersecurity program. We really appreciate all that you do and your work that you do in our program. Thank you.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thank you.